Okay, in the last part of this, we'll finish this part up and move on to the next in the next part. So for example, now first thing we'll do is go to plane. In the reference geometry, we need a new plane, and the first reference will be this edge, not this face, the edge. And then the second reference will be this edge, so that your plane will look like something this. It will be behind this curved surface. So let's say, okay, this is what we need. We select the plane from here, from the tree, right click on it and say we want to sketch on it. And with that, we will draw a circle at this point, this halfway mark. Draw a circle, give it a proper dimension of 85. And then we will go to features and extrude it. Extrude it, change the type to midplane and the amount to 21. Press enter, say yes, this is what we want. Moving on to this, we will draw on this surface now. Go to sketch. From here, we will draw a midpoint line, and we will draw it from this midpoint. Take a wild guess. Needs to be horizontal at least. And we will draw two vertical lines from that original line. Same on the other side. Press escape and then draw another one. Yes, that's escape again. And we will draw a 3-point arc from this to this, which we will dimension using the smart dimension. So now let's start dimensioning these. This needs to be 40. The problem with this is that it moved the center of this away from the center of that. Let me just go ahead and select this and this. It moved this entire thing based on the dimension and decreased the size. Then I guess we Control C and move out. It's a midpoint line. It should make the exception that the midpoint stays here. In that case, let me just Control Z all the way back and draw two lines from this midpoint so that it doesn't mess it up like that, like it did before, and we will dimension them accordingly. And then obviously two lines that will move above, similar to that. And there you go. Before closing the geometry, I will first make sure that it doesn't mess up the dimensions like before. 20, enter. This needs to be 30. And this also needs to be 30. And in the dimensions tab, you say okay. And then you go to 3-point arc as before. Click on this, and give it a dimension using the smart dimension of 30. Say okay, this is what we need. We will extrude this this new shape that we've created. It's already selected because that's the last thing we worked on. 35, we say okay, and change it to blind extrude instead of mid plane, so it moves out about this much. Say okay, this is what we need. And then you will sketch on this face. From here, we will draw a line that is vertically, it will move down like this. And we will draw another line that will move from this point to this point. And we will have a 3-point arc from this point to this point, basically. We will give it all dimensions. We will give it the dimensions of, this will be 42. This will be 25. And let me just put it here, I guess, 25. And this will be 55. It's almost there, just needs to be a little bit different. There we go. And then we will go to features, extrude again. Flip the direction of the extrude using this button. And increase the length of the extrude to 40. 40, click. Let's say, okay, this is what we need. From this, we will click on this surface, this little curved surface that's created. Click here and say sketch. We can move the camera here if we want and say convert entities. Click that. Now that's drawn. We go to features and extrude again so that we join these two basically surfaces to each other, and it doesn't basically it merges together seamlessly. Instead of the extrude, we will remove this. We've already obviously done that. Do the convert entities. We'll just say extruded cut instead of extruded boss base. We would have to move out of the sketch, so it'll allow us to do this. And yes, this will remove this sort of extra part. So now that's what it looks like. It's smoother, it's seamless. And now we will basically draw on this surface. We will make holes for the connection that we will be using on the assembly when we would do that at the end. This will be 30 millimeters. And we will extrude cut this by 20. Similar to all the previous holes we made that in other parts, they will extrude cut it by 20. And we will repeat that process on this surface. Same as before. Draw a circle at the center, hold your mouse at the corner so it reveals the center. Draw this, take it to give it a dimension of 30 millimeter. Go to features and extruded cut. Same as before, it's already set to 20. We say, okay, this is what we need. Okay, so go ahead and save this part as well, and we will move on to the next part, after which we will start assembling this, all these parts that we made throughout this series.